You ready, Greg?
All right, I'm gonna leave you guys to
Yeah, I
it.
got it up right now.
I'm gonna leave you guys to it. Good luck.
Let's go.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yes, Greg and I are members of Team Mine Inc. We've been in a lot of stuff. A lot of our class will be covering points today. A lot of it will also be examples of in-game stuff that's happened to us because we've had a lot of matches, a lot of experience to go along with this. So what is our first point today, Greg?
All right, well, we're going to start off with learning the map, and we're going to run through some of the basic things you need to do as soon as you look at a map in Race for Wool. So,
Yes,
oh, sorry.
Some of the first things you would want to do would be obviously you want to check every chest. You want to take note of some very specific things. You are allowed to fly around now. Just follow through the map with Greg and I, who is Wind Waker 02 and Fellockaror. And you're obviously going to want to note bows and arrows because for obvious reasons for the PvP across. Knowing the location of those can come in handy, especially in a very long, drawn-out game when supplies are running low. You're going to want to notice TNT, of course. That always comes in handy if you can make some cannons. And other things you want to notice would be things like choke points. If you fly ahead on this map, we chose it because it's so well known. There's actually this bridging area, which can actually be a very important choke point.
All right.
You
Yeah.
can take it from here.
By the way, me and Song of Storms are both teachers' assistants. We will be assisting the teachers in any way possible. We are both part of Team Robot Raptors as well.
Yeah.
So what you're seeing here right in the beginning, you can't see the chest, I know, but what's in the beginning here is what are called starter chests usually. This is a very common thing on maps. Almost every single map in for Wool is going to have something. I'm sorry. I don't have any possible way of improving it right now. Pretty much every single thing in Map and Race for Wool is going to have a set of starter chests. These chests are very important because they can make your life easier and they put you into the battle. That's why it's of the utmost importance to not lose these if possible in the beginning.
Okay, and going back to choke points, obviously you're going to want to identify things like this bridge where you can hold them back. Entire wools can also be a checkpoint on this map. For example, if you move ahead to what is the second wool, which is at the mountain area. Hey, no,
Please
pulling
don't
up
set off
TNT.
TNT.
What the hell? Come on now. That's nice. These permissions are all messed up. But moving on. Please, no more TNT. If the teacher's assistants notice you, you will be banned. Do not take pride in ruining a lesson. The second wool, of course, can also be a choke point, because as you can see, if you identify areas where it's only one thick, and with things like the inability to place blocks, it actually makes this very easy to lock down. As you can see, there's lots of potential to shoot them. And now, that's not a very good choke point in and of itself, but with the use of TNT, which you would identify prior to, you can actually blow up many of the ladders using various cannons, which actually make it much, much harder to go through there and traverse it. There are, of course, other strategies to avoid it.
This kind of a choke point, this kind of a wool, is very common. We use direct fire mainly because the maps take from what direct fire started with. If you're unfamiliar with Race for Wool, direct fire was basically the first mainstream map, I would say. It's what really got the ball moving with Race for Wool. So a lot of the things you see in here are things that are in mini Race for Wool maps. So these kind of choke points, like this bridge is another choke point because it's very easy to be shot off at. This is something that you're going to see in a lot of different Race for Wool maps, and it's something worth identifying early on in the game. Oh, well, it's worth identifying while you're laying your strategy before you play your game. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, what's next on the list?
Okay.
Let's get these out of the way quick.
Now we're going to move on to how to start forming your plan. You've
Identified the chests and the choke points.
right. You've identified what's on the map, and now you're identifying what to do while you're on the map, basically.
Yes, with the stuff you have. Oh wait, actually, didn't we miss using resources to get other resources? Now that I think about it.
Oh,
Canteen,
yeah, we should
not
talk
even
about
done.
Yes.
Or no, I believe that's later on in the lesson.
Okay, then we'll just moving on then.
Starting your plan. Okay. So basically, there's two types of plans, and most good plans kind of are a combination of both. Most people will go. What you have is either a broad plan, a very detailed plan, but most plans are in.
Whoa, breaking up, Greg.
Am I?
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I better now?
Yes.
Kind of. I'll be back in a second.
By the way, I'm the one with the
Gotta go
pumpkin on
outside
my
for
head.
1 moment.
So, if anyone sees the dog with the pumpkin face, that's me.
We should just use /GH and get gold helmets. I think that would work. No, it doesn't work.
That's
anymore.
unknown command.
Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to talk about why a broad plan can be good, or a very detailed plan can be good, and what is the pros and cons of both of them, and why it's probably best to kind of be somewhere in the middle, which is basically what you want to do.
Yes. Broad plans, of course, have their upsides in that they're very adaptable. A broad plan would just be the very generalized plan that most people start with, and some people actually keep into the game, where you just know what you need to get, but not necessarily who's going to get it, and you can kind of decide in-game. But it's detailed plans also have their upsides in that there is no wasted energy. You know who's going to get what and when. But the drawbacks, of course, of that is if someone actually does mess up, which happens a lot in the game because you are under a lot of pressure and in a huge rush, then your whole plan can actually fall apart. So it's good to be detailed, but not to the extent that you can severely mess up just from one tiny thing.
Okay, who's going to blaze?
An example of a broad plan would be just say, alright, well, out of the gate, we're going to go down, get the diamond. Then we're going to go get. Then we're gonna at the same time we're gonna have someone doing second wool, and we're going to work on getting third after we get the diamond over there, and we're going to have people shooting at second and third the whole time. That's a very broad plan. A very detailed plan would be.
Double that doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. Just breaking.
A very detailed plan would be to go and say, all right, well, we're going to punch down exactly 3 pieces of wood each. We're going to make tools. We're going to bridge with a certain method. We're going to get exactly this much diamond. We're going to, everything is counted out. Everything is planned out.
Everything you need, but with no wasted effort.
Hey, Fellockaror and Wind Waker, you don't have issues with players being able to detonate TNT, right?
Yes, we were.
There were players detonating TNT?
Yes.
Yes, they were.
Okay, would it be alright with you if I just disable TNT altogether, or are you going to use that in your...
Yeah, we don't plan on it, so just...
Okay, so I'll just disable that.
No, it's not a cannon class. We just...
Alright.
We were going to talk about cannons, but we're not actually going to do demonstration cannons. Okay, so there's that. Obviously, real-life examples of a detailed plan would be like the Redstoners plan, of course. They had a very, very detailed plan. Another thing to do if you do a detailed plan, of course, the cannon class, I don't know the exact schedule. I believe that's 2 classes after this class. So that would be like
we don't have time
an hour and a half away.
Plan.
But yeah, I was helping them out.
Right.
Yeah,
so
that's obviously very detailed.
Yeah, like a Redstoners or Whiskey Brigade is very detailed plan. Something like a complexes plan, which we're probably throwing out references that you don't understand, a lot of you.
Yes, but basically they're very detailed teams. Redstoner, Whiskey Brigade won, but it was a very close game. But Cockblockers, of course, is a much more general team. Basically, they're a very PvP heavy team, and while they do have details in their thing, their general plan is very broad, but they often have very detailed cannon placement and etc. So that's kind of an example of mostly broad, but with a few detailed key points, whereas the Redstoners are mostly detailed with a few broad aspects. So basically, all have adaptability. It basically comes down to the kind of team you want to be. No one is really necessarily better than the rest. It depends on how you execute it, really. Of course, with anything, it's all personal opinion, and people will argue one way or the other. But we're not going to get into that. Okay, next point of our lesson.
Alright, well, after you've decided exactly how exact you're going to get with your plan, it's important to move on to finding what every player is going to do. Because regardless if you have a detailed or broad plan, there should never be a point during the match where you do not have a basic idea of what you're supposed to be doing. At every single point during a match, you should be able to say, I need to go do this, and I need to be able to get this.
So there are basically very common team roles, which of course there are usually designated wool runners on every team. Now, of course, all of these positions, people are usually a mix, but we're going to cover some very basic ones. The wool runners, of course, each class has their own skills. Wool runners obviously need PvE skills, which is player versus enemy. You're going to want the ability to kill game mobs because you are probably going to encounter more than the average player. There are, of course, PvP members, which is player versus player, and their job is basically to harass the enemy team through various means, which could be anything from firing bows to cannons. And then, of course, there's what we're going to call the utility member, which is basically resource running, usually cannons as well. Oh, everyone should kind of have a grasp of cannons in PvP, of course, but yes. So utility, which would be the resources and such. Those are the probably three most common roles, and of course, like I said, there's a mixture. But you won't find any team that doesn't have usually at least 2 designated PvP members. Who's using TNT? TNT should be disabled.
Alright, well, we don't have time to worry about that. We're moving on.
Whatever, we're not making very many accurate uses of the map anyways. We're doing very broad things, so I guess it's kind of nothing we can do about it.
Alright, well, okay. We're going to talk about team dynamics now.
And this is one of the most important aspects of it. It's basically how you work together, and there are several things you should avoid when working together, because most teams nowadays are formed from people who don't necessarily know each other as well. On Mine Inc. personally, though, we're all real-life friends, which kind of helps, but yes. So
it
kind of
strangers. It's different, but basically,
yeah,
the first thing we're going to deal with in team dynamics is something called the pain loop. The pain loop is a very common thing for people to fall into when they're playing a match. If you don't know what a pain loop is, basically what a pain loop is that you continually are doing something and you're making no progress forward. You're just dying over and over again, and you're not benefiting your team.
Yes. I was just going to give the example here. An example of that, if you ever want to see a perfect example, if you watch RMCT number 2, our first match on Uncivil Engineering, the team we faced continued to run the last wool over and over again and repeatedly die for about 45 minutes, doing basically nothing about it and basically guaranteeing us the win. Those are the kinds of things you want to avoid.
And the Iron Golems, the team we were facing, isn't necessarily a bad team.
Oh, no, they were just new.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly. They were a fairly decent team. It's just that a pain loop is something that you can very easily fall into without even noticing it. So
and the longer you stay in it, the harder it is to recover.
Right. What you need to be doing when you're playing a match is every time you do something more than once, ask yourself if you're making progress with it. Make sure that you are always advancing when you do something. A lot of times what happens that people get in the pain loop is that they think if they can just do it one more time, they'll succeed. When almost always it would be more beneficial for them to
You
move
don't.
on. A very common example of something someone pain loops on is that they've died and they've lost items.
And then they will rush to get them back.
Right.
And then you just repeatedly die.
And things like that is when you have to kind of step back.
And knowing when to stop the pain loop, of course, is key. For example, we are in Tom's Tourney 2 right now, and we had our first match, and there was actually a part of our strategy that involved me going for some resources, and I died a few times at it, and instead of continuing to run it, I realized that I was actually being detrimental to the plan, and so I just gave up and moved on, and ended up helping us a lot, even though I didn't go back and get the supplies I had. Of course, you should never be carrying too many important supplies aside from what you need on you anyways, but yes. So even with the loss of the armor I had, it was still better for me to go back and just avoid doing it instead of wasting my time for another 10 or 15 minutes.
Sometimes it's better just give up a slight advantage in order to regain a player, because often what you're doing is you're not going to get that advantage at all. And that way, Tom's Tourney 2 is a current tournament going on right now. You'll see, you can go to reddit.com/r/Tom's Tourney 2 to look into it. Most often it's useful to just give up that advantage in order to move on and gain that player. Which is basically, summary of.
Can you read the website, guys?
Reddit.com/r/Tom's Tourney.
Those are forward slash.
Yes.
For
Also,
people who
feel
don't.
free to check out our MC tourney and our Champions of the Map. If you wish to get involved in any way with Race for World, that is where you start. Also, try to get into the large Skype chat, which you'll find information on how to do at our MC tourney.
Okay, next point.
Yes.
We're kind of rushed. We're going to talk a little faster now. We got about 6 minutes, even though it started a little late. We're probably going to have to end promptly.
Yeah, alright. So, Rage. Rage is what we're going to talk about next. And Rage is something that kills a team completely.
Yep.
If you start raging, you will probably lose. It will impair your judgment. It makes you make worse decisions.
Rage often starts pain loops.
Right. Rage is one of the largest causes of pain loops, because you just get angry and you just want to do it. But it's important during Race for World to always keep a level head. Some ways to get rid of rage is to try to just take some calming breaths.
More mobs.
Find something that can cool you down without yelling at your teammates, or at least at the very least, try not to yell at your teammates. If you start,
Don't be a Jaban.
right, don't be Japan. If you start yelling at your teammates and you start causing fights within your own team, not only are you taking yourself out of the match, you're taking your teammates out of the match. And that's what loses Race for World games. Is it?
Alright, thank you, Flock.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, you're kind of robot voicing, but not too bad. But yeah, you want to avoid the rage cycles, which often cause the pain loops.
Screw all of you.
They never really work very well together.
We have 4 minutes, so we're going to move on to communication.
At all times, it is very, very useful to communicate with your team. You want to say what you're doing, who's doing what things you have. Basically, stay in constant communication because it will benefit you. That way you don't get people doing the same thing. There have actually been games where people will often actually run the same wool at the same time and not even know. And at that point, you're wasting 25% of your power there, obviously, because one of your 4 people is doing something they don't even need to be doing.
Or always list off what you're doing. Make sure that everybody in the game knows when you've collected a resource. Make sure people know where the resources are that you've collected.
Yeah, there have actually been oftentimes in our personal experience where people will go without something just because they don't know where it's located and they happen to miss it, or we never said where we put it. Because even in a detailed plan in the game, sometimes you have to improvise, and when you're improvising, things just aren't where you think they would be, and bad things can happen. So always make sure to point out that you know where something is, or where you placed it.
Okay, so we're going to move on from that. We've pretty much talked about choke points earlier, so we're going to move past that. We're going to talk about ordering your plan. As we've said before, it's important for every single person on the map to know what they should be doing. You all should know what you're doing. Anytime you don't, I'm sorry guys, I'm sorry I don't have
his
better
audio quality is
quality.
usually better than this. It's not even near his face, it's actually an internal, so it's about as far away from his face as it can get, but usually the quality is far better than this. It's kind of weird. It's probably a mumble thing, really, because they compress your audio so greatly.
Yeah,
One
I'm
of the
sorry.
worst ones. It goes from Skype to Mumble to TeamSpeak
I was in the right.
in voice quality.
Oh, there's a fire apparently.
What? Well, whatever. We're not even looking at the map
You
anymore.
have a minute, so always know what you should be doing next. Is basically
Next
what-
time, no one gets any permissions.
Right, yeah, everyone
Exactly.
sit in the box and listen to us.
Yep.
Is there a TP all command? Just TP them all into a bedrock box that they can't break.
I'll do it.
Do it separately.
That's our lesson plan. Look at this box.
Make
I'm
5
sorry
layers
that
of
we were so
obsidian.
rushed. Sorry we had a lot of interruptions. I hope that you learned something from this. We kind of had to move through our plan faster
Oh, there you
than
go.
we
There's
thought we
the
were going to
cannon
be
class.
moving through it.
Yes, if you get into the competitive chat after going to the MC tourney and stuff, and you'd kind of like something more in detail, you can try and find me in that. I do check it occasionally, and I am Fellock, or Brian as my name would show up there. That is Brian with a Y, because I am awesome like that. So we could probably do more in detailed stuff from there. I don't really want to give out my username and get spammed by however many people are in here though. But yeah. So if you could find me through that, if you are actually interested in this and get a better, more laid out plan that doesn't start late.
No TV on.
There goes the fun. I'm gonna eat
I
these
was-
book
I was just making my freaking obsidian box too. Sad face.
If you'd like to type a question into the chat, I'll try to answer it real quick. I don't know when they're going to pull you out of here, but you might as well.
Yeah, the better plan thing, like I said,
How do you get into the RMCT? RMCT is, from this point forward, going to be invite only, I believe. What you want to do is you want to establish yourself as a team before the tournament. A very good way to establish yourself as a team is to participate in champion
champion of the map. Yeah.
matches. I'm sorry about the mic quality.
Yeah, but here I can take it from here. I guess participate in champion of the map tourneys, matches, cube matches, etc., which you can find out about by going to the Reddit sites we took, or by joining the competitive Minecraft group we mentioned on Skype, which you can find out about once again on the RMC tourney, and you can get a lot of stuff there. Also, that's where you can contact me. It would be easier just to have you send some sort of message through there when you know I'm on, to message me through the competitive group, and then I could probably add you from there so that I don't have 40 contact requests. I already have like 100 people on my Skype. I don't really want 40 more.
How do you
Anything I
join the
missed?
competitive group? You could send a message to Robin Klassen on Reddit. You could. There's a post detailing
What's his
how
Skype
to
name?
get into it.
He doesn't mind a bunch of ads, unlike me.
You could. There's several different ways that you can get into the competitive Minecraft chat. Basically, anyone you find that knows things about that is in it can add you to it. So just go to reddit.com/rmctourney right there. It gives you more info. Just get into the competitive chat, form a team, talk to people, get involved in the community, and start playing matches. And you will start having a very fun time playing Race for Wool. It is not hard to get into if you put in the effort to practice and organize your team.
Oh yeah, and there actually are casual matches tonight, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't looked at the exact schedule, but after the master classes, there will be things where people get together and can form teams and play then. So if you, for some reason, didn't manage to make it yesterday to play, there are things today that you could join in. Although I recognize some of the names of you people here right now, so I assume you made it to some stuff. Oh, look at those poor people trapped in there. Here you go. I'll join you guys. Now you're in the cool box.
I don't even see you. You're vanished.
I am banished? I never made myself vanish.
See you.
That's weird.
Yep. No.
Yeah, I shouldn't be banished. Who knows? Are there any other questions here?
I shouldn't have given them any. Oh crap! No, you can't escape.
I think there are specific servers. I believe Whiskey Brigade recently
There is
opened
a training
a
server,
race
yes.
for Wool. Yeah, there's a training server. Yeah, Reddit training server that anyone's allowed.
It's good for
And
strategy,
weather
but
portals
don't
are
actually-
often
don't play
not
actual maps
allowed
on it.
in games now.
Yeah, I
So
don't believe there's a map that utilizes nether portal simply because most servers will have them disabled. So that's usually not something.
wait, what race for Wool map are one in Tom's tourney recently?
No,
Who
I said I
says?
don't believe there is.
No. Someone asked a question. Someone said, like, did you guys win your race for Wool match? If you're talking about the one in Tom's tourney 2, yes, we won our first round. So
We did too. Yay.
if that's what you were wondering about. We've actually been here since RMCT number 1. We've been in RMCT number 1 and 2, and Tom's tourney 1 and 2. So we're
RMC2
been here
1,
for a
we were
while.
knocked out by Redstoners, and RMC2 we were knocked out by Cockblockers. And in
So basically,
RMC2 we were
the
knocked out
people
by
made it to the
Cockblockers.
finals.
And RMC2, yeah, in the finals by Cockblockers. In RMC2 we were knocked out by
Brute, who inevitably lost to Cockblockers, who then lost to Whiskey Brigade in the finals.
Right.
I cannot help you with your lag. That is client side because I'm fine.
And in Tom's
Might
tourney,
also
we
be
were not
because of
knocked out by
the
anyone
million
because
of
we were the best
ender eyes that are just floating all over the map.
Yeah, next time no one gets to do anything basically except fly. That's what's
I'm
gonna
moving
happen.
the items, don't worry.
Yeah, luckily this class was not a class about us demonstrating with visuals, I guess. Other classes will be, the cannon class will probably have cannon building, if you're interested in that. Tactics class is next. 2 different classes for everything on average. I believe everything has 2 classes.
I would recommend archery class. I know many people
Yes.
are doing those, and
The tactics
they're
class
very
will
good
actually be
archers.
pretty useful too. That's up next. And the tactics class is basically going to cover very kind of basic things you can do to get the edge in a match. It's mostly kind of traversing the environment from what I've been told. But of course, that was just from one of the teachers. I don't know what the other class is going to be covering. But yeah, that should be pretty interesting.
Also, Sethbling's one of the teachers, so might get Sethbling.
Ooh.
Might. Not necessarily.
Yeah, it's all random and you don't know what color he is, but I don't think. Yes. Look at these 2 poor people. Should I let you guys out? You want out, Chippy?
Don't let him out.
You want out?
You can ask another
Safe
question
Fellock is awesome.
if you would like.
You gotta say
and
fellow.
I'll answer it.
Come on. Come on, you can say it.
You're not gonna say it either.
I'll take it. There you go. You're free! Oh, wait.
This
Why
was
didn't
not the
I-
box I was making. Phil. I made an obsidian one.
I can't break it. Yeah.
Oh,
no,
I
it
made
did.
one over here.
I had my compass on. There you go. You're free. I have my
Hey.
compass on, so it's teleporting. Hello.
How long till the class is going to be over?
We basically were just talking about random stuff, so it's
Answering
over.
questions now, so
Yeah.
yeah, it can be over.
Yeah,
We rushed to get
we need to
done
wrap
on
it up
time.
now.
Oh, well
Okay,
then.
well, then we're done.
This has been Fellock and Greg of Mine Inc. Once again, check out the competitive Minecraft group on Skype and visit RMC Tourney and all that other good stuff that we posted links to. If you're
Thank you
interested in
guys
Race
for,
to Roll, be sure to stay for the casual
yes.
matches, and see you later.
Thanks, guys. You did a great job. All right, and thanks, Jaban and Song for looking over the crowd. And thank you all for attending. You can now do /lobby and move to the main RMCT open house room, and we're going to get started for the next class, which is going to be tactics. So if you can all move over there.
Welcome back. So that was the first thing. It was the strategy meeting. Next up, we have tactics. So I don't think I'm going to make this a separate video. This will just be at the end of the first one. So yeah, I wasn't talking it all that round. So I hope I did a good job. I was trying to figure out my controls and stuff at the beginning. When I right clicked to do the zoom in thing, that really looked weird, so I didn't do it much. Also, I was using the smooth scrolling. When I hit F8, it canceled smooth scrolling when I went back in, so another reason why I didn't zoom in. And I just got to, oh my god, what the fuck? Holy shit. Who the fuck did that? Oh shit. Okay, don't know why they did that. I guess some people were got in places where they shouldn't have been. So yeah, I'm using, if you're wondering how I was getting the smooth shots, I was just using the smooth scrolling in Minecraft and I hit F8. I guess I'm going to purple again. I guess there's either two classes going at the same time, or it's just the different teleporters for the same thing. So I'm not entirely sure on that. But whenever this gets started... Yeah, so should I go to yellow this time? I'll go to yellow this time. I went to purple last time. I don't know. I hope that just this teleports to the same thing. Anyway, I'm gonna join the yellow chat room now. Do I see anyone famous in either of these? No, I do not. So yeah, let's go to yellow for now. Everyone's suppressed. I'm sorry, my audio quality is not gonna be great. My mic's not near my face at the moment. So yeah, if you don't care about this, you can just skip to the next video. This is just intermission between the two things. I don't like missing in. I know some people like watching all the content between when things happen. So just in case you're one of those people, you can see everything that happens. If not, just seriously, just go click an annotation. It's probably at the top of the screen right now. Go to the next video. I really don't have much more to do here. I'm just waiting. Oh. I like the Steve skins on this texture pack. They're so high quality. Yeah, there's a Steve skin. Okay, he has all the pixels on his face. It's nice. Oh, so we have about 3 more minutes until this this is gonna go. So I guess these are different charms. Again, I'm just gonna check the thingamajigger, see if there's anyone famous. Either one gonna be commentating. Sethbling is in his discussion room. I wish I could be in that room. That would make my day. Yeah, I don't recognize anyone in the chat room right now. Everyone's suppressed. You too. So yeah. Do we see Andrew or did he drop out? It looks like I noticed one at the end. I don't know if that was happening the whole time, but he kept on losing connection. Which probably was not a big deal as long as he was able to attain connection with the Mumble server. He was going to get the audio, which was really the only point of that. But I did some expert cameraman work, if I do say so myself. Oh, I thought I saw that close. I was like, oh, it should be starting soon. A minute or two to go. Oh, yes. Everyone's like, I want to go. Oh, there's Andrew. He probably just got kicked for flying, I'm assuming. He's using a fly mod. We're obviously in survival, so we can't fly around. Also, I don't want to try to fly around because these are all the important people up there. I don't want to make them mad. Oh, that'd be awesome if I could see stuff going. Oh my god, there's so many people, I can't tell. Whatever. Maybe you guys saw someone famous up there. I really can't even read any name. I don't recognize anyone's skin. He was saying Durkey Jerky. We played with him yesterday. wonder if he's anyone cool. Actually, I think he was a little kid, if I remember. Okay, I don't want to be standing there in case this actually does close. That would be muy terrible. I think I had my Minecraft sound like all the way down because I couldn't hear it at all. You know? Not like there's much going on right now. Just chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool. Shoot some ball outside of school. Yeah, you can see the advertisements over there. Nice. Yeah, because they got sponsored. Because I wonder how much these servers cost. This is a 600.
Hey, Chaos, are you there?
Ooh, I hear people here.
Oh, everybody's muted here. Okay, sorry. I'll be back.
Some people.
Sorry for the annoyance of being muted, guys. Your teacher should be in here soon.
There's no teacher here yet. We're gonna join the purple one, see if there's anyone in there.
No way.
I will teleport them all into a bedrock.
There's a command for it.
Oh, wait.
Okay, their mics sound like shit, so I'm just gonna stay in yellow. Hopefully their mics aren't crap. Cause oh god, that one guy, he had such a bad mic, and I got so mad when he's like, "Oh, it's Mumble's fault." No, Mumble has pretty great audio quality. Oh, and we're all trapped in here now. So it looks like they're going to flip the switch, and we're gonna get teleported any second now. So that means no one can join late. I mean, that sucks. Yeah, it looks like they did the same on the other side. It's all closed. But anyone like in the main lobby, right? Oh, there's a piston missing. Oh, no, I just can't see it. Okay. Look at that. That's pretty derpy looking. Oh, we're all stuck in here like pigs in a blanket. I have like 1 more minute of commentary. It's 3:46 now. Ugh. I wonder how many people on the other one.
All right.
Oh.
Hey, folks.
I chose the right one.
am going to be your teacher.
Holy shit. Okay,
so
guys, we're going to start
tactics
commentating
class.
now.